So friends, I think all you have started preparation for the exam WBPSC Assistant Engineer Civil Recruitment Examination 2020. Okay, and I know that some of you are working in an office or some of you are engaged in different type of work. Okay, so that you may not be prepared to read in detail all the subject. Okay, so for that purpose I am preparing some notes, rather some gist in every subject, so that it will be helpful for you to just have a look. Okay, and whole the subject and whole the topic will be depicted in this gist. Okay, so please follow my channel so that you all will be updated in every subject. Okay, and also in my previous video also I have told you that I will prepare the gist for you so that it will be helpful for you. And also I am telling you, if possible, you should also prepare a handwritten note so that it will be keep in your mind also. Okay, and here I am starting environmental engineering. This is the important subject in WBPSC. Okay, so environmental engineering I am starting. This is environmental engineering book by S.K. Garg. Okay, and also I am following this environmental engineering book by P.V. and Rao. Okay, so let's start. So this is environmental engineering, water supply engineering. Okay, now please remember all these points whatever I am telling you, and just keep in mind, and if possible take a note. Okay, so that it will be with you next time, and maybe next time also you can see my video so that it will be hard and it will be kept in your mind. Okay, so number 1, minimum domestic water consumption, that is annual average for weakest sections and LIG colonies is small town and cities is 135 LPCD, that means liter per capita per day. Okay, this is number 1. Number 2, minimum domestic water consumption annual average for Indian towns and cities with full flushing system as per IS 1172 of 1993 is 200 LPCD, that means 200 liter per capita per day. Okay, so this is the case of domestic water. Now this is industrial water need. The ordinary per capita consumption on account of industrial need of a city is generally taken as 50 liters per person per day. So you should remember this figure, that is industrial need is 50 liters per person per day, and with full flushing system the minimum domestic water consumption is 200 LPCD, and in all other case except this full flushing system this is 135 LPCD. Okay, now number 3, the minimum water pressure available at fire hydrant, that means this is fire demand. Okay, so this is domestic water demand, this is industrial water demand, and this is fire demand. The minimum water pressure available at fire hydrant should be of the order of 100 to 150 kilonewton per meter square, that means 10 to 15 meter of water head, and should be maintained even after 4 to 5 hours of constant use of fire hydrant. Okay, so you should remember that what should be the head at the fire hydrant, that is 10 to 15 meter of water head. Okay, and it should be maintained 4 to 5 hours of constant use of fire hydrant. Okay, now next is definition of kiloliter of water. This is also important. What is kiloliter of water? That is 100 of root over P, where P is the population in 1000. Okay. Now, rate of fire demand. There are so many equation for rate of fire demand. Here I have made a gist. Okay. That is Kuchling formula. First one is Kuchling formula. Q equals to 3182 root over of P, where Q equals to amount of water required in liters per minute and P is the population in 1000. Okay. Number 2 is Freeman formula. Q equals to 1136 P by 10 plus 10. Okay. That means liter per minute, water required in liter per minute Q, and P equals to population in 1000. Okay. Now, National Board of Fire Underwriters formula. Here there is two formula. One is when the population is less than 2 lakh and one is when the population is more than 2 lakh. So first case is when population P is less than or equal to 2 lakh. Then Q equals to, that means water required in liter per minute equals to 4637 root over of P into 1 minus 0.01 root over of P. Okay. When P is more than 2 lakh, a provision of 54,600 liters per minute may be made with an extra additional provision of 9,100 to 36,400 liters per minute for a second fire. Okay. You please keep in mind these terms. Okay. That as per National Board of Formula, Underwriters formula, when population is less than or equal to 2 lakh and while population is more than 2 lakh. And number 4, to calculate fire demand, Boston's formula, that is Q equals to 5663 root over of P. This P is the population in 1000 and Q is the amount of water required in liter per minute. Okay. So this is the case of fire demand. Now, number 4, the definition of per capita water demand, that means small q. Okay. What is the definition? It is the annual average amount of daily water required by per person and includes the domestic use, industrial and commercial use, public use, waste and theft, etc. Okay. And what is the expression? The expression is per capita demand small q in liters per day per head. You remember these terms. Liters per day per head. Okay. Equals to total yearly water requirement of the city in liters per 365 into design population. Okay. So this is the expression for per capita water demand. Next, number 5, that what are the factors affecting per capita demand small q. Okay. So there are some factors that affect the per capita demand. What are that factors? Size of the city. If the size of the city is more than other city, then the per capita demand will be more. The climatic condition. If the climatic condition is hot, then per capita demand will also be hot. Types of gantry and habits of people. Okay. If this is the MIG or HIG, that means high income group or middle income group, then also per capita consumption will be more. Industrial and commercial activity. If industrial and commercial activity is more, then also per capita demand is more. Okay. Quality of water supply. If the quality of water supply is good, then also per capita demand will be more. So just like that, I am just telling you in short that what are the other factors. That pressure in the distribution system, development of sewage facilities, system of supply, cost of water, policy of metering and methods of charging. Okay. So all these factors affect per capita demand. So you just keep in mind the point, whatever I am telling you and whatever I am pointing, so that it will be helpful for you. Now, what are the factors that affect losses and waste? You know that so many of water waste every day, everywhere. We should not waste water, but there are so many factors that affect the losses and wastage of water. What are the factors? That is watertight joints. Okay, if the joint is loose, then water may leak. Pressure in the distribution system, system of supply, metering and unauthorized connection. So all these factors affect that losses and wastage. Now, very much important, that is why I have made this box. Okay, I have made this box. That what are the variation in demand? Let the average daily demand is small q. Okay, so keep in mind that annual average daily demand is small q. Okay, now maximum daily consumption will be 180% of that small q. That means 1.8 now 0.7. This is very much important, so that I have made this box. Okay, that variation in demand. What are that variation in demand? Let the average daily demand is small q. Okay, so maximum daily consumption will be 180% of that small q. Okay, so it will be 1.8 into q. Now maximum hourly consumption equal to 150% of average hourly consumption. Okay, so that is 1.5 into maximum daily demand by 24 hours. You know that 24 hours makes a day. So if we calculate 1.5 into 1.8 q by 24, that means 1.8 q maximum daily demand. That is 2.7 into small q by 24. That is 2.7 into annual average hourly demand. Okay, so you just keep in mind this factor. This is 1.8, this is 2.7. That means for maximum daily consumption it is 1.8, for maximum hourly consumption this is 2.7. now for maximum weekly demand equal to 1.48 into average weekly demand. Okay, maximum monthly demand equal to 1.28 into average monthly demand. That means 128% of average monthly demand. Okay, similarly maximum weekly demand equal to 148% of average weekly demand. Now one question may arise in your question, that where from this factor is coming, that 1.48, 1.28 and previously 1.8. Now here I am giving you that P equals to 180 into T to the power minus 0.1, that is P means percentage. Okay, when T equals to 1, that means for daily case maximum daily consumption we get P equals to 180. Okay, when T equals to 1. When T equals to 7, then if we put the value here, then we will get P equals to 148. So in case of weekly demand it will be 1.48. That means 148% of average weekly demand. Okay, when T equals to 30, that means maximum monthly demand P equals to 128. That means 120% of average monthly demand. Okay, so please keep in mind this factor, that for maximum daily demand it is 1.8, maximum hourly demand it is 2.7, maximum weekly demand it is 1.48, maximum monthly demand it is 1.28. Okay, next, what is coincident DAP? What is coincident DAP? It is maximum daily demand plus fired demand. That means the summation of maximum daily demand plus fired demand. That means in other language 1.8 times of average daily demand plus fired demand. Okay. And what is total draft? That is maximum daily demand plus fired demand or maximum hourly demand, whichever is more. Okay. So keep in mind that what is coincident draft and what is total draft. Question may frequently come from these topics. Okay. Now number 8, that effects of variation in demand on the design capacities of different component of a water supply scheme. Okay, in a water supply scheme there are so many components and the different components are designed on the basis of different factors. Here I will tell you what are those different factors, such as sources of supply, that means wells, tube. Those are designed for maximum weekly consumption or sometime average daily consumption. Okay, so sources of supply are designed for maximum daily consumption or average daily consumption. Okay, pipe mains are designed for maximum daily consumption. Okay, please keep in mind that pipe mains are designed for maximum daily consumption. Filters and other unit, those are designed for maximum daily draft. Okay, so these are 3 components. Now number 4, the pumps. The pumps are designed for maximum daily draft plus some additional reserve for breakdown and repair, because you know that there may be breakdown or repair for the pumps, so that this provision is made that those are designed for maximum daily draft plus some additional reserve for breakdown and repair. Okay. Number 5, most important thing, the distribution system, because in any water supply system distribution system is the main. So the distribution systems are designed for maximum hourly draft of the maximum day or coincident draft with fire, whichever is more. Please listen carefully that whichever is more. So out of these 2, maximum hourly draft of the maximum day or coincident draft with fire, whichever is more, the design system will be factored by those things. Okay. Now number 9, the last topic for this chapter, that population forecasting method. Okay, there are so many population forecasting method. Okay, but whichever is important for any examination, I am here listed that. Okay, first one is arithmetic increase method. Pn equals to P0 plus n x bar. I am telling you that what is Pn, what is P0, what is n, what is x bar. Okay. Now Pn equals to number of population after n year. Okay. Where n equal to number of decades between now and the future. Okay. And P0 equals to population at present. Okay. Now x bar equals to average, that means the arithmetic mean of population increase in the known decades. So all these things now you are known. Now geometric increase method, Pn equals to P0 into 1 plus r by 100 whole to the power n, where Pn equals to population in the nth decade, whatever we are calculating. P0 is present population and R is the assumed growth rate. Okay, and n equal to number of decade after which we are calculating the population. Okay, now next is incremental increase method. That means Pn equals to P0 plus n x bar plus n into n plus 1 by 2. Okay. Here n equals to number of decade after which we are calculating, you all know, and Pn equals to the population after nth year or nth decade, and P0 is the present population, and x bar equals to average increase of population of known decade, and y bar equal to average of incremental increase of the known decade. Okay, so all three is important. So I am here to give you the general overview of the subject. Okay, now please listen whatever I am telling you now, that the geometric progression method, since gives higher values of forecasted population, evidently gives higher result for developed cities, okay, which do not expand in future at compound rate, although it may be suitable for new younger cities expanding at faster rate. So geometric progression method gives the highest values of forecasted population. Okay, so it is very much suitable for new younger cities expanding at faster rate. Okay, now for old cities, which method is important? For old cities, arithmetic method may be better. So for old cities, arithmetic method. For younger cities expanding faster rate, geometric progression method is important. And for an incremental increase method is best for any city, whether it is old or new. So friends, this is the first chapter of environmental engineering. I think you will require it very much. Okay, so if you have not subscribed my channel till now, please subscribe my channel and also press the bell icon so that the next notification will automatically go to you. Okay, and I think this WBPSC Assistant Engineer Civil you will crack seriously if you follow and if you study yourself. Okay, so that's all for today. We'll come with the next video next time. So thank you very much and all the best for your future endeavor.